Someone I know posted the hurricanes in NC were an inside job, and the responses were overwhelmingly agreeing with them, and lots of references to cloud seeding, weather control, etc. How does someone come to believe something like this? It's nothing new. InfoWars accused Obama of controlling Hurricane Sandy as it made landfall, so it would hit at the spot that would have the biggest impact on getting him re-elected. I bet many of the same idiots deny anthropic global warming because they say humans can't change the weather. Only God can. They just don't understand weather. First of all, cloud seeding is a real thing. But cloud seeding, while it encourages rain, cannot form a low-pressure cyclone that creates a hurricane. Even if it could, cloud seeding does nothing to direct a hurricane. A hurricane is directed by its initial vector, the spin of the Earth, and most importantly for short scales, weather fronts. We don't have any way to affect weather fronts. We couldn't even produce enough energy to do so. The amount of energy that exists between fronts is massive. Any typical weather front has as much energy in it as 35,000 Hiroshima bombs. And, for the record, I do think we should try to nuke at least one hurricane as it is forming, because why not? People are saying that the Democrats knew what was going to happen and held back aid to red states. This isn't true because emergency funding was available the week before to every state of TBE East Coast. Thursday we opened up the funding, but with the amount of rain we got we couldn't send the supplies up and instead had to enlist the National Guard to airdrop supplies in the mountains. Realistically, this was the best outcome considering the storm only 10 fatalities in the entire state of NC. Don't forget about all the bots online. If weather could be controlled like this, it would not have happened. Because people in general have a hard time accepting bad shit happens for no reason. A major part of our biological success is deducing cause and effect. A conspiracy theorist is attempting to force a pattern onto chaos. If they present themselves with the choice of hurricanes are randomly extremely destructive and uncontrollable, or somebody somewhere made this storm in secret and controlled it, they choose the latter, as at least it has some semblance of a cause and effect relationship. That's the extremely simplified version of the basic psychology of a conspiracy theorist. There's other factors. You can dig into some of the academic research on the topic if you really want to know more. Social media brain rot. Still people that believe the earth is flat and such suo not too difficult to believe. To understand their rationale behind it is a different story. Really uneducated people need to feel in control, and conspiracy theories help them understand the world. There are a lot of stupid people out there who lack critical thinking skills and can be convinced that something completely illogical is true, and that the truth is a lie. Also, there are a lot of people who can't handle the scary reality that bad things can happen at any time to anybody. It's more comforting to them to believe that there is a nefarious plot and conspiracy that causes all these things to happen as part of a plan, rather than the cold truth that random bad shit can just happen and can hurt and kill and destroy lives. The idea is that the government is so powerful, they can even control weather, so if it's controlled by the government then it's just another reason to attack the government. If it's fake there is no reason to be upset, so people don't like that idea. The idea that we can control climate change is nothing new, as people used to make human sacrifices to the gods to get rain for crops. I mean, some religions still do, but we don't want to offend them cause we'll be on the chopping block next. Anyway, the point is, people who believe in climate change want us to make sacrifices to control the weather. It's just as silly extreme as it always has been. Cuts to education spending over the last 50 years? I blame Cobra. Apparently, they built a weather dominator way back in the 80s. They told us G.I. Joe stopped them. Clearly we've been lied to. I mean, they are partially correct. They just missed the YHDTPS. If by inside job, you mean blocking any attempts to do something to address global warming, then yes, I agree. Lol. Americans. Because the government screwing over Republican voters is more believable than a once-in-a-lifetime storm going 200 miles inland suddenly and randomly. Church. They are Republican for sure.